Hello and welcome to Alice Tattoos, the most advanced suite of tools put together for the tattoo space, available on the internet today. Today, I would like to introduce you to a new feature, as we've been doing for the past couple of weeks, or rather, past couple of videos. We'd like to introduce you to Alice, your very own AI agent, who you can hire as a personal assistant to handle your client inquiries or any of your cold leads in any of the communication channels that you might be using as a tattoo artist um, in your communication system with your clients. Tattoo artists are notoriously known for being late with the responses, or maybe not all that responsive, because for the most part, the job of tattooing is quite demanding itself on the body and on everything, and part of it involves the admin as well, because usually most artists are their own entire team. So they're the ones responsible for the cleaning, they're the ones responsible for the admin work, which means also client responses are usually not as snappy as they otherwise probably should be. And this is where Alice comes in. So for our standard subscriptions that we already have, you can so let me head over to the studio here, where you can quickly access the plans, and then quickly open the plans here, where so here's our plans. So there's a free plan where you're going to get 100 monthly credits for free that you can use to play around with the platform and see if there's anything that you like. And then for the starter plan, you're going to get one channel, which is going to be Telegram. So you can create a bot with your brand name or like studio name, and then connect that bot to Alice. So there's a section where I think we're going to get to it, where you can customize how you want your agent to communicate with or rather what sort of business logic you want your agent to have about your business as it's interacting with clients on your behalf, because you don't want it to be like a random chatbot, like like ChatGPT, which would be very good and a generalized sort of source of information, whereas your own personal agent will be basically trained on your own data and your own specifications, like your own brand, like your own, you can even add your own personality to it. So we don't want to focus on the customizability and the custom and the way that you can kind of make it truly your own. And for that, the starter package, you get about 800 credits a month, that if you don't finish, you can always roll them over, and they're not going to be expiring or anything. And then you also have 200 AI message responses. So this is the Alice is going to be responding 200 times for you for just $9 a month. I think that's the cheapest way to hire. And what is this? It's like a budget receptionist, because for most of us as tattoo artists, the reasons why we handle our own admin is usually because there isn't enough work to justify hiring an actual receptionist for the job. But at the same time, it's enough work for you to have clients that are going to be frustrated by not being able to get the information that they want in a speedy manner. Some people may just be inquiring and they would just want like some quick information, and getting back to someone who just wanted like an idea on your pricing, for example, and you get back to them in like a few hours or maybe a few days, it can be quite off-putting, and I think you can lose out on some business. So this would be a nice way to like try and retain. So here are the other packages, or other where you're gonna have 1,000 credits, and then unlimited like credits on all the channels that you're going to be able to connect Alice to. So the way that you're going to be configuring your Alice is you go into your artist's dashboard, and then right at the bottom there's the Hire Alice tab here, where you're gonna like, okay, so you can easily upgrade from here if you wanted to. And then here are the channels that would be available to you. So once you've made your subscription, then these you have access to all of the channels. And by far the easiest one to configure would be your Telegram bot, which, you know, the instructions on how to create your own bot on Telegram are quite straightforward. You just open Telegram and then you add botfather and then you / new bot. You just type in the words / new bot inside of your regular text on Telegram to the user botfather, who is also a bot, but it's like a Telegram bot that you can access just as easily as you're accessing any other user. So there's almost nothing complicated or technical about the process at all. And then you can assign the name of your bot. You can either be, it could be your studio or however you decide to name your bot. And then you're going to get a bot token from this botfather that you're going to come and paste in here to connect. And once you're done connecting, you're going to get a username for your bot. And then if you visit that username and text it, you would be talking to Alice on your behalf. And then the way that it's happening on your behalf is because you would also have to configure the business section of your agent. So here we've kind of like something to just help you keep track of how much knowledge you actually added and how useful your agent is going to be. So here you would add the name of your studio. So we're going to go with Alice Tattoos. I'm typing it wrong. Tattoos. And as you can see, there's like an increase in the amount of, you know. Then where are you located? Well, we're located in East London. I guess there's an East London in the UK. So let's make sure that people know that it's in South Africa. Yes. So here you can add the amount of experience that you have had. So you can even use the speech to text feature here. So basically, this is where you're going to add all your business context and all the business logic. I don't think the video I think it would take too long if I tried to fill everything out, but I think it's kind of self-explanatory. You can add everything about your pricing information or how you charge, how you work, your availability hours, and then if you have a booking link that's not on this platform, if you take your bookings from somewhere else, you can add that here. And then we will be trying to make some sort of integrations where you can have your booking calendar, let's say on Google Calendar, integrated into your booking calendar here. So you have like a system that's like intelligent enough to know your bookings and be able to intelligently respond to people who are trying to make inquiries about your availability. And then as for cancellation, or rescheduling, you can add whatever context you want depending on how you feel about certain things, because everyone works a little bit differently. So I'm interested to actually hear how many different people are going to be customizing their own versions of Alice as their own personal AI employee for only $9 a month. That's crazy. Okay, so you can add whatever. Okay, so I think I just keep repeating myself because I think you're gonna walk through all of this and customize it however you want. You can choose how you want Alice to behave. You want it to be friendly and casual. You want it to be formal, brief and direct, warm and empathetic. It's entirely up to you how to choose the kind of mood or response style your Alice should have. And then you'll save that business information. And then if there's other stuff that you'd want to add, it can be links, it can be notes, it can be documents, whatever other form of information that you think would be relevant for an employee who's basically going to be representing your brand, be it yourself or be it your studio, be it your business. Yeah. So equally straightforward would be the configuration of your WhatsApp. However, Meta, I think they've been through a lot of things, so they're a lot more stringent with the way that they would allow you to introduce like something like this to their platforms, because they're very sensitive as to what people do with when they're interacting with each other. They've been in court so many times. It's yeah. So I guess that's why, yeah, the Facebook setup is a little bit not so straightforward. So you will have to set up a free Facebook developer account, and there's a link to go there. Everything is kind of intuitive, but yeah, then you go get started. You can log in with your Facebook account if you don't have one that's linked already, and then you accept the Meta, terms and conditions for the registration. And then once you have your account, you can go on to your dashboard and then create an app, because that's what you're going to be using to connect to the product WhatsApp. So for you to have access to Meta's products, you have to have like an app created on their platform for it. And then once you've done this, maybe you can name it to your studio. You create the app. Yeah, you just follow these steps, and then once you've done with those, these are the requirements that you would need for you to be able to actually connect your agent to your WhatsApp. Unfortunately, you would either have to have a new number, and then if you need to use the existing number, you have to unlink it from your own connection and then relink it again. So that might be the only downside. It would have been nice for the agent to be able to take over the conversations that you're already kind of having in a way that feels natural. I have a feeling that Meta might end up releasing a product like that later, but for now, since it doesn't exist, you can always hire Alice. And yeah, so what you're going to need is your business account ID, the phone number ID. These will be very clear once you're actually in the Facebook interface, and then the actual number that you're going to be using, and then the access token. And then once you have all these, then you can move on to the next step where you add them. And then after adding them, you save them, and then you're done. Alice is ready to go with the same business context that you had previously set up there. When you are trying to connect to Instagram, it's a very similar process because it's also another Facebook product. But then the app that you're going to use now, you're going to want to connect to Instagram as the product and not WhatsApp. And then once you've done all of this, these are the credentials that you would need to set up your account. I mean, like your Instagram DMs, for Alice to be able to go back and forth with your clients on your behalf. And every time there's like some sort of a situation that needs a human in the loop, it's intelligent enough to create an escalation that you would see in the conversations here. So the conversations that Alice is having will be, you can also come back in here and review them. So if there's something that you feel like needs to be changed, maybe about the tone of how she communicates with people, or the kind of information that she's sharing with people, you have an opportunity to come and review here, and then maybe make adjustments to the sort of rules that you want Alice to have in this. Like, you even have a rules section here that you can customize how Alice behaves, making it that much more of an intuitive user experience. I don't know what I just clicked there and then got logged out. This is Alice, and I'll probably be doing these again. So because I didn't really script this, I just thought I should make a video, and I'm really excited about sharing Alice with you guys. So if you want to configure it for yourself and gain the convenience of having someone responsible for, because we get so many inquiries. Some inquiries don't even like the time they take and what they would be taking you away from sometimes may not necessarily be like, if someone just wants to know your working hours, someone should be able to be responsible to respond to people on your behalf for that. So yeah, I've been mumbling. I think I should, yeah, I'm gonna get better scripts, or rather start doing scripted videos. But until then, if you've made it up until this point, I really appreciate you watching this, and I really think you should go and try Alice out. She's awesome. Maybe tomorrow or in one of the future episodes, we're going to be doing a podcast where Alice will actually be a co-host. I think those are going to be quite interesting. If you want to check them out, please subscribe and keep a lookout for the next video. Until next time, ciao.